2021 Public and Civic Contributions Laureate, Dr. Floyd Morris. Dr. Floyd Morris is a Jamaican disability activist, scholar, and politician. He is responsible for groundbreaking legislation in Jamaica which recognizes the needs of the disabled and provides full rights to them. Dr. Morris served as the chairman for the Jamaica Society for the Blind, led the negotiations for Jamaica at the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and was instrumental in passing the Disabilities Act 2014 in Jamaica.
1989 was the turning point, and really and truly that was when I started to look in myself and to see how it is that I could get over that traumatic experience of blindness. My mother used to send me a lot to some elderly disabled individuals in the community to take food to them and to carry all manner of things to them, and even to go and clean their houses and so forth. She was preparing me for this journey, you know, in terms of catering to the needs of persons with disabilities and understanding their plights and challenges. And when I got blind in 1989, I learned of the organization, and in 1991, I came into Kingston to learn to read and write Braille and to get basic orientation and rehabilitation skills so that I could move around in the city. And that is where my renaissance, my rebirth started. In 2001, when I became the Minister of State in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. And I had a conversation with the community of persons with disabilities, that is the leadership, and they told me what they regarded as the 4 major priorities for me as Minister of State. And at the top of that priority list was legislation. And I remember having a conversation with then Prime Minister Patterson, who outlined to me what were the steps towards the establishment of the legislation. And I had to get a resolution in Parliament to approve the national policy for persons with disabilities. I had already tabled a resolution in the Senate and debated it on the national policy. So it was for the House of Representatives to debate the resolution, and that was done. And after that, I got the Ministry of Labor and Social Security to prepare the cabinet request for drafting instructions, and that was done in 2004, and we got permission from cabinet and started the process of consultation with the community of persons with disabilities. And when I became President of the Senate in 2013, I decided that this had to happen under my watch as President. And it was approved first in the House of Representatives in July 2014, and then in the Senate in October 2014. And I had the distinct privilege and pleasure as President of the Senate to affix my signature to that piece of legislation before the Governor General gave his assent. When an individual develops blindness, it is a situation where you are unable to physically see things that are taking place. It is not a situation where your brain is dead and you're not able to function effectively. And so there has to be a clear understanding and distinction between one being blind and one being brain dead. And that is why I have consistently made that statement that it is the eyes that are blind, not the brain. Because you see, the world is constructed primarily on sight. It takes sight to do a lot of things, and it is even more so when you are in academia. You have to read and read widely if you are going to be a successful academician. And most of the books that are prepared in print. Undertaking research as a blind person is not an easy endeavor, and that is why you don't have a plethora of individuals with visual impairment in the research field globally.
Laureate Senator Dr. Floyd Morris, leading advocates for persons with disabilities.
This award is dubbed as the Nobel Prize Laureate of the Caribbean. I am very happy that I am making this contribution to impact on the over 1 billion individuals with disabilities across the world, the over 1 million individuals with disabilities across the Caribbean, and the almost 450,000 persons with disabilities in Jamaica.